Hey, welcome back to Post Credit Chat. My name is Mark. This is Sam. Today, we're going to be talking to you guys about a recap of James Bond's PlayStation State of Play, a rumored PlayStation State of Play, as well as a rumored Nintendo Direct, both taking place in September. And of course, we have to talk about Hollow Knight Silksong. Before we jump into all that, you can find us at Twitter/X, Instagram, BlueSky, YouTube, and last but not least, TikTok. We have all those socials up and running. We'd love for you to go give us a follow. Before we jump into all that, though, Sam, I have a fun game for us to play. You excited?
I'm excited. I'm a little
This is
scared, but I'm excited.
no, you should. Well, I don't want to say you shouldn't be scared. There's a lot to look forward to in this because I am excited about the game, the list of games I put together. But we are going to be
Gosh.
blind ranking some games. So what are you expecting here? I'm just curious before I just give you the
I don't
games.
wanna say anything I'm expecting because I feel like you could switch it up on me.
Well,
So,
look, the games I have, I am giving. I can't. I'm not switching anything out. So I'm just curious. I want to know. You think I'm going to try to screw you over? You think I'm going to throw you a curveball?
oh, yeah.
Tell me what you think.
Here's the deal. I think there's gonna be one, like, big stinker in there, and I'm gonna save, one of my slots, and it's gonna suck. That's what I'm
Mm,
expecting.
all right. Well, let's jump into it. You ready for your first game?
I'm ready.
I am going to actually switch up the order, but the games are going to stay the same. The first game is going to be Hollow Knight.
First Hollow Knight? Hmm.
Yeah, first Hollow Knight.
I really like Hollow Knight.
I know you do.
I'm gonna put it in a nice chill 3. It's not one of my favorites of all time, but it's good. It's a great game.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if you are ready for what is next. Um, Lethal Company.
Lethal Company. Oh gosh. Here's the deal. That's a game that I really enjoyed when it was out.
Yeah.
I don't think I've touched it in like over a year.
So you think you're gonna put it lower, being confident.
I'm confident I'm gonna put it low. I don't know if I want to put it at 4. I think I want to put it at 5.
5?
I'm gonna put it at 5.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Lethal Company at 5. We've got Hollow Knight at 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next game is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages. That's a 2. It's not number 1. It's not number 1. It's a good freaking game though. Like that has so much going for it. The DLC is not even out yet. That's a 2.
All right. Let's see if I can have a little fun with this last one or last two.
Last 2.
Uh, for me, last one because I really know the order which we're going, I guess. But um, let's go Friday the 13th. The game.
What?
Hmm.
I mean, oh, now I don't I'm scared for what you're gonna put in first.
Do
You
you
got some garbage in first place. Like, I'm gonna put it 4th just in case.
you don't think you should put this one at one just in case?
No,
You do you. This is your
no,
ranking.
no, I can't do that. That game deserves to be below 5th, I think.
Okay, so let's start. Let's work our way from fifth and let's go up.
Alright.
So fifth place, you've got
Lethal
was it
Company.
Lethal Company?
Yep.
Okay. Lethal Company, Friday the 13th,
Mhm.
Hollow Knight,
Hollow Knight.
Doom: The Dark Ages. You
Mhm.
ready for your number one?
Yeah.
Are you happy so far with your ranking?
I would change 4 and 5, I think.
That's it.
Um, yeah. That's it, though.
Okay.
I'm good with the
Uh
rest of it.
Number one, Sam, you have Elden Ring.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Elden Ring.
Friday. Yeah. Okay, I'm fine.
You, I gave you a set and a spike. There you go.
Yep, we're good. I was really scared that, uh, if Friday the 13th ended up in my 1 spot, gosh,
I
that
threw
would've
you
been a
off a little
nightmare.
bit with, yeah, Friday the 13th, and then I think as well Lethal Company getting put in
Lethal
there.
Company, I haven't heard about, like nobody talks about that game anymore.
Well, I thought back to when you and I would play it, the few times that we did.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fun game. It's a
Yeah,
fun party game,
it's good.
but yeah, I mean, it was only worth maybe a few hours of your time in
Yeah,
my perspective.
yeah.
Uh,
It's
well,
it's a friend slop genre.
well, and I shouldn't say the game is only worth a few hours of your time because it is a great game. But I
Mhm.
think compared to all the other games that were out at that time, you and I just, wanted to put our hours into some other games that we were currently highly invested in. So, um,
Absolutely.
well, very cool. That was our blind ranking for video games. Sam, let's jump right into it. Our first thing we're going to jump into and talk about today is the James Bond PlayStation State of Play. This is something that we had just a few days ago. It was actually, in my opinion, well, let me ask you this. How would you rank this State of Play for James Bond?
Like, out of 10,
Out of 10, 20-point scale.
you know, this might be a hot take. I might put it at, like, a 6.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
That caught
A
me off guard.
and we'll talk about why.
Okay.
Um, I wanna know what you think first, though.
Yeah. Okay. I put this at like an 8 for me.
Whoa.
I think that's a big jump from a 6 to an 8.
I
I
agree.
might even go as far as to give it like an 8.5, but I give it
Dang.
an 8. And let's do this. I want to save yours for last because yours is obviously going to be the hot take here. I give it an 8. Coming from seeing what IO has done with Hitman before, um, well, the Hitman games are fantastic, right? The last 3 iterations that we got, especially with Hitman 3 coming out and them kind of changing the last 3 games into Hitman World of Assassination, they've just kind of created a database there of Hitman games and different ways to kind of jump into that world. I really don't want to leave Hitman yet. Like, I
That's
love
fair.
those games so much. And the question I have for James Bond is, like, we got this really cool cinematic trailer. I think there might have been a tiny bit of gameplay that was leaked after the trailer came out, but I don't know. I didn't really like look into that too much. But I didn't want to leave Hitman. And the question I had for James Bond was, what is this game going to be? Because, historically, every James Bond game we've ever gotten uh, is you've got the story. Here's your character, James Bond. You're going to start here and the game ends here. And pretty like guided levels, right? I didn't know if this was going to be that again, or is IO going to kind of bring in what they do best, the large capacity crowds, the different ways to complete missions, things like that. In Sam, we got that. They showed it
Yeah.
off, and I was so excited for it. There were a few gripes I had with this trailer. One of them being for me, I don't see a lot of people talking about this, or not the trailer. Sorry, the PlayStation State of Play. I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but for me, the driving didn't really um, show off too well, and
Mhm.
I don't know why that is. It's not something I really. It looked very boxy to me. Like there were certain animations, like when the car was landing from a jump, that it kind of like self corrected to where they wanted the car to land. Right. So there was a few of those moments. Um, and then I think as well, there was some parts near the end of the game demo that they showed off where they showed like explosions like happening right in front of Bond. And I get it. It's a video game. It's not supposed to be realistic, but there were some parts where like, if you were this close to an explosion in any other video game, your character would have died and you would have had to restart over. Right.
Absolutely.
And so some of those that I saw, they just seemed a little, um, I don't know, not silly. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if that's going to get tweaked or not. They're still working on the game. It's still in development. So those were my things that I had a problem with it. What I loved though was those large capacity crowds. I love seeing how, you can uh take the vehicle around back, go park the car, and then you can enter into the mansion in any way that you see fit, really. There's multiple
Mhm.
options for you to do so. I really love that. And I love also the idea of being able to interact with the NPCs. Uh Initiating things to say, starting, creating controversy within, some confined areas and whatnot. So there's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack, but that's the things I liked and, a few things I didn't like. But talk to me. You gave it a 6. Where are you
I
at with this?
I gave it a 6. Listen, for what it's worth, I don't think it looks bad. I just think that it looks unpolished, like, significantly unpolished. The main things that, like I mean, I'll go, like, right off the bat, the first thing I noticed is how, like, stale the voice acting was, and a lot of this is gonna be nitpicky, I guess, kinda like, "Oh, well, that's a non-issue," but the voice acting just seemed very, like, stale to me, I guess,
Yeah.
and almost to the point where it's, like, obnoxious, you know? It's like listening to an English dub over, like, a Korean movie or something, it just didn't really land all that well for me. Um, so yeah, that and then this is kind of, I guess, a backhanded compliment maybe, but it felt like a carbon copy of Hitman games.
Okay.
And what I like, my gripe isn't that it's a Hitman style game. It's more that it's an animation issue, I think. Something that worries me is when I think of James Bond, I think of a very like quick, like sleek, uh almost like agile character, whereas Hitman would be like kind of more boxy, rigid, whatever. And the animations kind of felt like they rigged it the same way from Hitman. Um, so like in some instances, you'd see Bond like, you know, what's it called, like hurtling over a box, and it looks like not a way that Bond would do it, I guess. Again, a nitpick, but something that I was like, well, I want this to be a sleek, like, cool, agile character, and it
And
doesn't
he is a
quite
younger
feel like that.
Bond.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I
So
see what you're saying.
and, it was something you mentioned too, the driving, it almost looks like it's like they downloaded, like, assets for driving instead of made it themselves. It looks very, like, cheap,
Mm,
almost. Um,
yeah.
those are my main things. All it's not like I still wanna play it, still looks like a good game.
Right.
But it looks like there's a lot of area for improvement to me.
The driving kind of reminded me of I could get lit up for this, but the driving in James Bond kind of reminded me of Kratos on the sled in I don't know if you played God of War. Did
Yeah.
you play? Okay. Yeah, Kratos on the sled. Uh and there was some like I think there was like a chase sequence where you can, you know, steer the sled and you're going after somebody or you're just going in this direction, you can kind of steer it in the direction you're moving, but you can't like change directions. There are
Yes.
places in that game where you can change your direction and turn around on you know the sled and whatnot. Like that's not a problem. You can do those
Mhm.
things. That's not what I'm talking about. But there's other parts in those games where you're like kind of going in this direction and the game wants you to go this way. Like it didn't seem like you could in James Bond stop
Yeah.
and do a U-turn. I mean, maybe you could, but it's just how it looked. That's all I'm saying.
It looks gimmicky to me. It's like when I think about James Bond, I do kinda think of the, like, spy, espionage, like, cool car, slick guy, and it's like, "Okay, we gotta have a car," you know?
Mhm.
And it seems like that was it. It was like,
Yeah,
"Okay, we have a car, and you can drive it linear to the next area or mission with it or whatever," but it didn't look like they fleshed it out very much.
sure.
And I'm happy to be proven wrong. I very well could be, wrong that it's just like 1 mission or 2 missions or whatever, but
Yeah. Sam, you and I were talking the other day about Borderlands 4. Um, we were texting and I think I sent you a message saying like, "Hey, what are your thoughts on Borderlands 4? You gonna pick this up?"
Mhm.
You responded back kind of with something I was thinking as well, which was you're going to wait to see what the reviews are before you. I mean, we pay for all of our games, our equipment, everything. We're not sponsored
Yeah.
in any way. We don't have anyone hitting us up like, "Hey, will you review our game?" Not yet, but you can reach out to us at post credit chat. Um, but I have a question about James Bond. Is this a day one purchase for you? Or are you like, "Hey, it looks cool, but I need to see some reviews." Where are you at with this?
I think Despite everything I just said, this feels like, I guess, kinda contradictory, but, like, yeah, I'll probably pick it up. Because again, I like the Hitman games, and if it bears any resemblance to that, it looks like it has good qualities, like you said, the crowds look good and different, like, approaches to missions look good. And there's just a few very small things that make it look unfinished, and it
Yeah.
probably isn't finished yet.
Yeah.
So, if I see, even marginal improvement on those things, then yeah, I'll get it.
Well, we are very far from, I mean, I shouldn't say very far, but when we talk about a game going gold, this game isn't close to going gold yet. And I
Not
say
at
that
all.
in the sense of like, there's still a lot of development time. They can still work on a lot of this stuff. I also feel like you and I might be alone with some of the nitpicks that we mentioned because I really just haven't seen other people talking about that. Something that people are talking about is frame drops,
Mm,
especially in the scene where he's in the plane in the air. It's kind of like exploding. They're about to jump out and whatnot. There's
yes.
a lot of frame drops there. Uh, I don't know. Frame drops for you, is that a big deal? Because for me, frame dropping has never been a massive deal. But it's always been something that, like, when people think of frame drops, they think, I think widely, it's looked at as something that could kind of take you out of the experience. I
Mhm.
don't think of frame dropping like that. I'm okay with that. I'd probably rather have a frame drop here or there as compared, like, give me the better driving, I don't care about the frame drops, but yeah. What are your thoughts?
I it really depends on the situation. I think, like, I can say I don't care about frame drops, but if it happens at a point that's like, "Wow, this scene is supposed to be, like, super cool, like, pivotal to the game or whatever," and frame drops, I'm like, "Oh, well, that stinks." It's almost, like, unimmersive, maybe.
Yeah.
So that'd be the only thing I'm worried about. If it's done, like, in places where it doesn't matter too much, then, I mean, who cares? But
Okay.
we'll see.
Y- Yeah. So, I mean, you seem to come from the place where, like, hey, it could take me out immersively, if we see that. Interesting. Um, you're wrong, Sam. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I just want to throw you off.
I thought you were about to,
Um,
like, hit me with something. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what am
no,
I missing?"
your opinion isn't valid. You're not allowed.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Um, is there anything specifically, I guess, you're wanting to see in James Bond when you think about IO heading up this new project of theirs? What is something you want to see in this game?
That's a good question. I don't think, well, that might not be true. I wanna see, like, really good stealth, and I think that they've done it great with Hitman before. I love stealth games, and I feel like we haven't gotten any good ones in the past, I don't know, few years. I'd be happy to see there be options to playing this game. So it's like I could do a stealth run or I could do a just, like, all in whatever.
Yeah,
But if they have a stealth, like a hardcore stealth option that isn't like, one mission, I'm here for it.
I think I agree with you. And I have a different, thing I was going to say, but I do want there to be some good stealth. Usually in a video game, when they give you the option, like, do you want to be stealth or do you want to go in guns a blazing, whatever, the option might be, I'm typically always stealth. In fact, I can't really, I feel like there's been a recent shooter that came out where you could pick how you want to go about playing. And I can't think of what that is. I don't know. I'm blinking. Uh, where you could like put, silencers on your gun, whatnot. I can't think of it, but I do want that. I mean, literally, that's almost every shooter game. I guess you have that option.
That's
So I
fair.
probably sound super silly saying that. But there's like one specific where I'm like, I'm always kind of on the fence. Like, do I want to do this or do that? And I always go the route of stealth. I would love a good stealth game. I love for this to be that. Right. I think giving us plenty of options to go about and go about the map how we want. Yeah, that's what I want.
I
Um,
agree.
there is one more thing I'm looking for me specifically. When you think of Hitman, you think of a sandbox level, right? Like when you start a Hitman level, you appear on the ship, and that is where You have 3 targets to take out, 2 or 1 target, doesn't matter. You have these list of targets you gotta take out. Go get them however you want. We're seeing that with James Bond as well, but you get in the car and then you drive down here and then you play over here. So it's I don't know. I want the replayability to be fun. That's what
Yeah,
I want. I want to see good
100%.
replayability. And I think if we get that for me specifically, uh that will just capture my attention. I just to put it simply. So yeah, James Bond, a lot to look forward to. Very excited about this. Yeah. Any other thoughts before we move on?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Awesome. Moving on to the next piece of the podcast, we've got the possible PlayStation State of Play. Um, Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming, he said this: Insider Gaming sources have revealed that Insomniac Games' Wolverine is ready to be shown off for the first time officially since 2021 PlayStation Showcase. Uh, well, let me keep reading, but I was just going to say that was a long time ago. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know we're getting ready to go in 2026 and, 2021 really wasn't that far away, but at the same time, it was pretty far away. I
Half a
remember
decade.
exactly where I was when I watched that showcase. The sources, continuing on Tom Henderson's quote, according to sources who wish to remain anonymous as they couldn't talk about company plans, PlayStation is currently planning to release its next State of Play event towards the end of September. Other sources revealed that Insomniac Games' Wolverine is almost certainly going to be at this event, as the production of its trailer has now been completed. If the game doesn't appear at the State of Play, then a trailer will undoubtedly be released in the next few months, with the Game Awards being the next likely candidate. So there's a few things here to kind of talk about, right?
Mhm.
We are getting ready to end the year with PlayStation, right? And the next exclusive we have getting ready to drop is uh uh Ghost of Yote, right? We don't really have any plans for 2026, uh, I should say, with, let me see here. Let me pull this up. Where is this? Here's the quote. So we do have, I guess, let me say this, kind of going back just a little bit. The few things I want to talk about with this is one, we need to know what is happening in 2026 when it comes to PlayStation's um, uh, exclusives, what they're going to be releasing, right? We
Absolutely.
also need to talk about when are we seeing this Wolverine trailer? We have been waiting so long for it to, release. So let's start with that. Wolverine, is this the game you're excited for? Do you think people are ready for it? I mean, I have never really been the biggest fan of Spider-Man 2.
Mhm.
I don't know what you've kind of heard of that game, if you played it, where you're at with it. Let's talk Wolverine. Where you at with
Yep.
that?
Listen, I'm excited, like, just full on excited for Wolverine. Um, Again, they haven't shown anything about it, but given Insomniac's, like, track record, I think it's at least going to be a great game. Um, kinda talking about Spider-Man 2 and how it's gotten, I guess, mixed reviews. The issue isn't that it's a bad game, it's that Spider-Man, like, I guess 1 was just a phenomenal game. Like, it was a dang near perfect game. So to follow in the footsteps of that is really hard. But yeah, I mean, I fully trust them to make a really good Wolverine game.
Yeah. Did you see any of the leaked footage that was like leaked? Did you get to watch any of it?
No, I didn't even know there was any.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was kind of the big thing that the game was released, or sorry, the trailer was released in 2021.
Mhm.
Maybe a year later, maybe less than that, there was gameplay footage that was leaked. And that really set them back. There were people actually talking on the gameplay footage who were saying, hey, if this is the game, this doesn't look that good. It kind of looks
Oh,
kind
no.
of bland almost, right? There was also, and I'm not going to spoil anything if you're listening, but, and Sam, I won't say anything for you, but there were some other characters who were revealed to be in this game. So that was also spoiled. And I don't know if they're retconning things, if they're working
Mhm.
on it, if they took to heart like what some fans were saying, and now they're trying to work on some of the gameplay mechanics. Because it, even to me, I will say it didn't look like, the best um gameplay, I guess. And this I could tell you, it looks like they were doing an open world area kind of game. And Wolverine could kind of leap from, you know, just do some longer, bigger jumps and use his claws to climb up buildings and then leap from one building to the next. It, we're talking about the word we've used it so many times already, boxy, right?
Mhm.
It kind of looked like a boxy movement for Wolverine. Now, what we saw was just, I would consider very early to mid, development of the game,
Right. Yeah.
but it was leaked. Some people are going to go watch it, and it's going to get out there. And I actually wasn't looking for it. I was on Twitter, just scrolling, and it popped up. And I'm just like, what is
Okay.
this? And before I know it, yeah, before you know it, I'm just at the end of the video. But I don't support these leaks. I know you don't support these leaks. Like, this is a really terrible thing. It really does hurt the industry and the developers. And it kind of spoils the vision of what they've worked towards.
Mhm.
But when these things get leaked and we see them, I mean, us as fans and consumers, we talk about this stuff, right? And so I don't know. I think there's some things to be said for what we did see, but moving forward, we want this game. We know
Yeah.
Insomniac is hopefully going to deliver on it. I was not the biggest fan of Spider-Man 2. I thought, hey, this was another story in the Spider-Man universe. You gave me some extra mechanics, great, but the replayability is just awful.
That's fair.
I dude,
Yeah.
I the only time I jump into Spider-Man 2 is to test the remote play on my Steam Deck. That's it. Because I know how that game should feel. I know how the
Mhm.
swinging should, and if I'm swinging and it's lagging, then I know I got to go tweak my Wi-Fi or something. But I don't know. We need this game. We need to see something. We're curious. Is it still being made? We know it is. We're not like questioning that, but we know this game needs to be made, or shown, I should say. Sorry. We know this game needs to be shown fairly quickly. We are coming to the end of the year. We know nothing of what's coming out for 2026. What what do we need to see, I guess? Like, we need to see big hits. Like, talk to me about that.
I mean, other than Wolverine, I don't really know how this would work. I would love to see another God of War game. My thought would kinda be that they'd wait until the PlayStation 6 for another God of War, just because that's kinda their track record at this point,
Right.
but I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Those are just great games. God of War, like the remake, and then, Ragnarok are, like, eh, insanely good games, just dang near perfect. So, another one of those would be very welcome.
Yeah, they are great games. And I think you make a good point. I mean, if we were to release another God of War on this console, I feel like it'd be kind of oversaturated with
Yeah.
God of War. I know the reboot started off on the PS4,
Mhm.
but even Ragnarok released on the PS5 and also the PS4. And so the next God of War we get, is it a PS5 game? And it's just a PS5 and it fully takes uh, it can fully utilize the PlayStation 5 console, or do we get it for the PlayStation 6 and it all also releases for the PS5?
Right.
I don't know. But we do have for 2026, we do have one game coming out so far that we know that's a PlayStation exclusive, and that is Soros. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but from the people who gave us Returnal,
Mhm.
this game it looks awesome. It looks like it's gonna be, we don't know a whole lot about it, but what we do know of Returnal, this is going to be a fun game. So I'm super excited about that. Have you looked into this game at all or heard anything about it?
No, not yet, I haven't. I actually
Okay,
haven't even heard of it.
okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good. This was announced at the end of the Game Awards in 2024, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is what they closed the show out with. Jeff Keighley kind of always getting those bangers to show at the Game Awards and even
Oh,
close the
yeah.
show out with. But yeah, Soros, PlayStation State of Play. We need to see maybe even a little more of that game. We need to see Wolverine, or give us like, dude, give us 3 or 4 more games that we're going to be getting. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm not
Well,
saying like the heavy hitters, but we know that we're kind of leaning more into the multiplayer online gameplay. So maybe something around.
technically, they do have another heavy hitter in GTA 6. Um, that's kind of a weird one, but I
Why
mean,
do you say that? I guess.
they're getting it first, right?
No, well, it is releasing for both consoles at the same time. Xbox, and
Oh,
it's just not releasing for PC.
great.
A lot of the
Awesome.
marketing rights have been coming through PlayStation. Even, the PlayStation State of Play we just got for James Bond, like
Mhm.
that's not a PlayStation game, but they got a lot of
That's true.
marketing rights
You're right.
for it. And so that's why they showed it off. And yeah, I mean, man, if they got that game first, that would be nuts. But no, that game will day one drop both consoles, Xbox and PlayStation. Moving on, Nintendo Switch also is rumored to have a September Direct. Mike Straw over at Insider Gaming says rumors are circulating regarding the next Nintendo Direct event. According to multiple reports, uh, reports, Nintendo is planning to hold its next Direct showcase sometime in September. Uh, how do you feel about this?
Very excited. I think it's time that we get more information on games coming to the Switch too.
Yeah.
We launched with Mario Kart, Donkey Kong. We got to get something else going.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, man, I gotta be honest, I haven't jumped a whole lot into Donkey Kong yet. I have put in quite a bit of hours, but I'm only in like the second level. Reason why is because I've been playing this game very slow because I'm waiting for my Satisfy stealth grip. Oof, I probably did something very terrible there. I think I mixed up D brand and Satisfy. Whatever. I
Ooh.
bought both of them. I bought the D brand case and I bought the Satisfy case. Y'all can do whatever you want with that. But yeah, I'm waiting on the Satisfy case. I ordered this thing back in, I think, May,
Yeah,
maybe April.
you're
And
talking
it
about it a
has,
while ago.
dude, it still has not come out yet. But I'm waiting on that case to like further jump into Donkey Kong because I just don't like that new D brand case. It's not for me. I think
Yeah,
D brand has a lot of great products. For me, it's just the Switch 2 case, it just isn't working. But
fair enough.
um, I kind of got us off topic, but yeah, I think you're right. We need to see a lot more from Nintendo. Um, we are expecting possibly a September 12th date for this direct. Is that next Friday
That's this Friday.
or this Friday? Sorry. Yes, this coming Friday.
Mhm.
If that's the case, we're expecting to see at least Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Like, we need to see that game. We need to, no, we don't even need to see it. Don't show us any more of the game. We just need a release date. If all we got was a title screen and then a release date, man, that would be huge. I feel like.
I agree. I'd love
Uh,
to see it.
what are you wanting to see at this? What does Nintendo need to do for you?
I am. This is something I don't want to hold my breath for because I don't think it's happening yet. I think it'll come at some point, but Super Smash,
Mm.
come on, like hand it over. We know you're working on it. Like, come on, let's get it.
I'm with you. I think we need to hear about that game, you know?
Absolutely.
Or I shouldn't say we need to hear about it, but it's almost time. We're about
Give
there.
us a holiday release on Super Smash.
Yeah. Ultimate's great. It's such a great game.
It is, and we
Uh,
need a better one.
you say holiday release, so what are you thinking? Like Christmas 2026?
I mean, in a perfect world, yeah. Do I think it's gonna happen? No.
Right. That's
Um,
probably that's probably a 2027, I would guess.
ooh, I would hope at least 26. I mean, Ultimate came out in what, 2018 now?
Yeah. We've got we've got so many games right now though that like we're waiting on.
Yeah.
Like
Ah, that's
we
true.
need a new Mario 3D Mario game. We need I mean, we did get Mario Kart World. Are they going to add to that? I mean, that game does not have the replayability I think that people were expecting it to have.
That game doesn't have anything to it from what I've heard.
It it is a great game, but my wife and I played it for 2 weeks and then we were done. We,
Yeah.
unlocked everything we could unlock in that game. We were done with it. I don't know that we need a 3D Mario. Maybe a Luigi's Mansion 4. I don't
Yeah,
know. That could be fun if
I
we
could see
got that
that.
around October of 2026. What else? I know you're excited about Pokemon
Yeah. ZA,
coming
I mean,
out
that's
soon.
coming out next month now, so,
Yeah, I mean, that's right around the corner.
yeah.
Can we expect any more from the Pokemon realm, you think?
In 2026, like, uh, I could say with, like, 99% certainty, we're getting Generation 10 of Pokemon.
In 2026?
Oh, yeah. Like, on
Okay.
almost 100% chance.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
We have been, uh so this is actually I was looking at this earlier. This is the first time in, I wanna say 12 years that we've gone more than 3 years without a mainline Pokemon game, which is insane.
I mean, that's pretty long.
Yes. So, because the Legends games are all, like, spin-offs of, like, the
Mhm.
main series or whatever, which and they're not bad games. Legends Arceus is great, but what people really look for are, like, generation 8, 9, 10. This one
Right.
being generation 10. Ah, yeah, we gotta get it.
Something big.
And next year is the 30th anniversary of, the Pokemon Company. Like,
So it just makes sense.
it lines up.
Okay. We have to see something for Pokemon then in
Oh, yeah.
2026.
I would
Or
be gobsmacked if
or
we didn't.
what if we didn't get anything release date wise, like to release in 2026, but what if we got a
Mhm.
big announcement? Would that
Yeah.
suffice?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think the sentiment of everyone who is a Pokemon fan right now is take your time, release a good game. Game Freak has been I like the mechanics of their games and I like the um like gameplay and everything, but
Mhm.
they've been looking like crap lately. And everyone is like, stop making games for the like N64 and make something that looks like Zelda Breath of the Wild,
There you
you
go.
know?
Yeah, I've heard that from a few other people as well. Pokemon has never been, my kind of game, but I
Mhm.
love staying up to date with it. And, for somebody like you who's all about that game, I'm excited for you. So I hope we get that. And I hope that's something we could be
Me too.
talking about in the near future. Yeah, that'd be cool. Um, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else I could think of that I would necessarily want us to get. I
Mhm.
mean, we've got, kind of a reiteration of Mario Party that just came out, near the launch. We got Mario Kart. We've got DK. I mean, the main thing I mean, we could always use another Zelda game,
Oh, yeah.
But here's my thing, hot take probably, but like, let's move away from Breath of the Wild, like style Zelda, even Tears of the Kingdom. Like, let's get away from that, like create something new.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. Maybe we kind of revisit Wind Waker era of Zelda, or maybe
Oh,
we
yeah.
go down Skyward Sword again. I don't know, something new.
I
I would
mean,
love to see that.
even some remasters would be, like, cool to see. Like,
Yeah,
the OG Zelda games, like, some of those first ones, like Ocarina of Time even, just they're already 10s. If you just give them an overhaul and make them playable, like, in high quality on the Switch too, done.
yeah. I just don't think Nintendo's gonna do that. I mean, I want that, but Nintendo is Nintendo, and I think they're just absolutely difficult when it comes to this stuff.
Yep.
We are here's the thing, we did get the Super Mario All-Star Collection,
Mhm.
which had Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy 1. So maybe for Switch 2, we could get like a Zelda All-Star Collection.
That'd be pretty
If they
cool.
did that and they gave us like Ocarina or Majora's and then Wind Waker and Skyward Sword, I think there'd be or Twilight Princess. You mix it up however you want, but I feel like at this point you could give us any of those games and people would be pretty excited about that. We do have Wind
Absolutely.
Waker on the virtual Nintendo GameCube app for the Switch 2.
Mhm.
with your family subscription, or not even family. I think it's just one of the higher tier subscriptions. So you do have Wind Waker. So maybe not giving us that, but there are Zelda games out there that people are just excited to jump back into, or you know wanting to play on a modern console, I should say at least.
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah,
That
100%.
or something I was just thinking about too, Kid Icarus. I don't know if you ever played those.
Oh yeah, yep.
Those are good games, and we haven't gotten one in well over a decade now.
So wait, are you saying you want them to bring that back, like give us a new installment, or
Maybe.
kind of let us play an older game?
Either one. But, I mean,
Okay,
I remember them being pretty good. Granted, I was pretty young when I played them, but
sure. I
yeah,
think that'd be cool if they were able to work with that. I mean, there's so many options. Nintendo's library is vast.
it is.
It
Yeah,
doesn't. I mean, they could kind of. And I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they could point and shoot in any direction, and we might, for the most part, be happy with what they put out.
that's true.
Um, I do always kind of feel let down when they give us like the Mario All Star collection, and none of it was like remastered or improved visual graphics. It was just like, hey, here's the same way it looked, but just you could play it on your Switch,
Yeah,
and you got to pay, you know, a full price for it. Like that's just kind of, well, I
nobody
mean,
likes that.
yeah, no one likes that. It's not full price. I guess you got 3 games, but still, same concept. Well, I'm super excited about for that. I hope we get a great Nintendo Direct. I know Metroid Prime 4 is probably going to be the main topic of that show.
Mhm.
Um, but who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us with something that we weren't expecting. And that would be fantastic. Just like the PlayStation Direct that we're hoping to, or PlayStation State of Play. Sorry, not Direct. We need to see what's happening in 2026. Hopefully, for this Nintendo Direct, we get the same thing. We can see what is taking place actually in 2026. All right, moving on to our last segment is going to be Hollow Knight Silksong. We are talking Hollow Knight Silksong, but I kind of want to compare it to another game with one quote from Grant Taylor Hill from Insider Gaming. It says, Hollow Knight Silksong is finally here. And when it dropped on September 4th, it promptly brought digital storefronts across PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo to their knees. As these platforms buckled under the weight of millions of fans, many started assuming that Silksong could crash these stores. Oh, if Silksong could crash these stores, a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 might crucify them. Silksong accrued more than 500,000 players on Steam alone within hours of release, causing the platform to drop as all fans kicked off of their downloads at the same time. And that's pretty impressive. That's big. And that's just one example. What can be done to ensure GTA 6 doesn't decimate the global internet or infrastructure when it releases next May? That's something I definitely want us to talk about. I want us to compare, this is a big release. Song people were very much so anticipating this game, a lot to look forward to with it. Uh, GTA 6, a big game coming out. But before we jump into all that, we have Hollow Knight Silksong. Finally,
It's here.
you know,
Finally.
the crowd is going wild.
Yes.
It's just crazy. We finally have it. Sam, Hollow Knight is not my kind of game. I love this game and what it does for people who are all about it. But for me, it's not for me. And that's okay. But you are all about Hollow Knight. You are all about Hollow Knight Silksong. You've jumped into it. How many hours in have you played, would you say?
Ooh, I'd say about 5 by now.
5 hours? I
Yeah.
like it.
So not, like, super deep into it yet, but, oh my gosh, man, I'm loving every second of it. Well, I'm
Yeah.
loving most of it.
Well, I was going to ask, tell us, what are your thoughts on it?
Listen, you before I say anything, I do wanna bring up, uh, I think it's an incredible game. I think that, for me right now, it's sitting at, like, a 9 out of 10. Uh, I love it. Right now, it's sitting on Steam at a 71% positive reviews,
Is it
and
really?
and that is ridiculous to me. But here's the issue, all the negative reviews are saying that the game's too hard. So, I take that as you will,
Is that
but,
really
like
what people are saying?
yeah, like, you look at the negative reviews and they're all like, "Oh, it's too hard. The game, like, the mechanics are too difficult to master." They're all babies. Like, I don't care if I piss anybody off by saying that. It's a fantastic game. If you I can here's the issue with the reviews right now. You have people playing Silksong who never played Hollow Knight. And if you played Hollow Knight, then the mechanics of Silksong make sense. And Team Cherry even said this when they released it. They're like, there is less introduction in this game. It is you just you get sent straight in, minimal instructions, go have fun. And I think
I like
people are
that.
missing that. I do too. But because of how popular it is and how like, renown of a drop this is for a game, people jumped in not knowing that was going to be the case.
Okay.
So they're like, this sucks. And it's like, well, I hate to say it, but like, it's like a skill issue.
What when you think of Hollow Knight, I guess, what are some of the gameplay mechanics that stick out to you?
Like for Silksong or for Hollow Knight, like,
Well, I guess that's a good point. They're probably got way different mechanics, I guess, or maybe just talk about that from
yeah.
Hollow Knight 1 to Hollow Knight 2, you know?
Listen, at the point of the game I'm in right now, um, I think I like Hollow Knights better just because I was super familiar with it. They changed some stuff up in Silksong, and there's one move in particular that is different enough that it's hard to figure out. Especially, so I played Hollow Knight originally on PC, and I got Silksong for the Switch 2. So I've been playing it on that, and it was really hard to figure out the controls at first, and
Yeah.
like now it's fine. Like I've gotten it down. But they've added some new like movement mechanics, some new like I guess you could say power ups, stuff like that, that are really really good and a lot of
Mhm.
fun, and the game like feels good. Um, the launch kind of reminds me of the Elden Ring DLC, where you're expected to have played Elden Ring first. And
Really? Okay.
yes. So, and I think that for Silksong, you're expected to have played Hollow Knight first.
Okay. That's a that's a good comparison. You know, as somebody obviously who's not, I've only probably put in a couple hours. I actually did pick up Hollow Knight yesterday. I re-downloaded it to my Switch too.
Hmm.
I started playing it and like 30 minutes in, I was like, ugh, this is just not for me. Like I fell down this one like platform. I missed it and I fell. Couldn't figure
Hmm.
out how to get up. And me attempting to reach this other platform to see if I could get up from there. I missed it and I fell further down. And I just was like, I, I was just, I wasn't even upset. I was like, I'm deleting this. It's
Yeah.
not for me. So
I mean, I'll
yeah.
level with you. I probably tried to play Hollow Knight like 4 or 5 times before I got into it.
Okay.
I would get about half an hour to an hour in. I'd get lost, frustrated, and then I'd stop playing. And then at one point, one of my friends was like, "Listen, the beginning of the game kind of sucks. You just got to push through it." And I did, and it's like a just about a 10 out of 10 for me.
Hey,
So
I'm glad to hear you say that. I don't know if I'm going to push through
that's fair
it, but
because it's like a slog at the beginning, and it's tedious, and it doesn't tell you how to do jack. So
that's funny. Well, I think for the most part, would you say, or I don't think, I'm asking, do you think for the
mhm.
most part people are happy with Silksong?
I think Hollow
Like I
Knight
know,
fans are happy with Silksong.
yeah, I mean, I know we were just talking about like, Steam reviews and all that, but yeah, okay,
Mhm.
that's a good point. You think Hollow Knight fans are happy with Silksong?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everything I've seen from people who like love Hollow Knight, love Silksong. Not so much from people who either haven't played or didn't like Hollow Knight.
I would assume there's probably a large percentage of people who bought this game. I wouldn't say overwhelmingly like a large number, but I would say there's a larger than expected number of people who bought this game who have never picked up Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I
Would
think a
you
huge
agree?
amount. Like,
Okay.
I was looking at some stats about it earlier, and when it dropped, active on Steam is like 540,000. Hollow Knight never hit those numbers. It
Okay.
had like I forget exactly how many sales it had on drop, but it was just a ludicrous number across all stores.
Okay.
I mean, again, it's enough to crash stores, and that has never happened before.
That's massive. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's plenty of people who were talking about this game and super
Yes.
excited about it. And I hope we're not, you know, we're not really even trying to like talk about this game and put it down. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying,
Not at all.
you know, uh, I guess in one way, Hollow Knight Silksong is still. I don't really know how to word it. I feel like I'm kind of just talking and not knowing where I'm going with it. What I'm trying to communicate is the Steam reviews just shouldn't really be indicative of what the game really is,
I
right?
fully agree
Okay,
because the Steam reviews do not talk about quality of the game. They talk about game hard. I'm angry.
there
So,
you go. Game art. I'm angry.
and, like, don't get me wrong. There have been a few times where I'm like, I'm gonna throw my Switch across the room. Like
Well, okay. Let
it
me ask you.
pisses me off.
You're playing it on your Switch, not
Yes.
Steam.
Yep.
Are you enjoying it on there? Is it like feel good? Frame drops? It's is what?
Oh,
Talk to me.
yeah. Actually, the game plays like perfect. I've had
Cool.
no issues whatsoever with it. The only issue I've had with it being on Switch is learning how to play it on the Switch.
Okay.
There's a few like moves that are important in the game that are kind of hard to perform with the like Joy Cons, but once you figure it out and like kind of get the muscle memory for it, it's not a big deal.
Okay. Well, cool. Um, Last question I have about this before we move on is what talk to me about, I guess, when this game, you're 5 hours in. Do
Hmm.
you see when you beat this game, however many hours it is the game over? Like, because the point I'm trying to make is people have been waiting for this game. And I
Hmm.
can only imagine there's going to be a handful, maybe a large amount of people who beat this game before the end of the year.
But yeah,
Then
but yeah.
now they have to wait however many more years for Hollow Knight 3? Or is there more to this game after you beat it? Like, I don't know.
So my understanding is that how do I put this? Well, for example, Hollow Knight dropped. You could get probably 20 hours, or maybe, hmm, I don't know, 15 hours of actual gameplay out of Hollow Knight. Uh, like at drop. Over the years, they added 4 like major DLC updates to the game, and they said they're doing the same thing for Silksong. So I imagine, you know, a few months down the road, we'll probably get DLCs, expansions, whatever. But in the meantime, we know that the map for Silksong is already it's literally 2 times bigger than Hollow Knight was. So you could infer like double the content already of Hollow Knight and them saying, "We're adding more in the future."
Okay.
So,
Well, then, I mean, it sounds like people are going to get, a good amount of gameplay in with this next iteration of Hollow Knight.
mhm,
Whether they kind of blaze right through it or not is, based on how good they are at Hollow Knight 1, but also
100%.
do they want to jump right through the game or do they want to, kind of play through it slowly and, save it,
Mhm.
for, drag it out as long as they can, I guess I should say. Well, cool, Sam. I'm glad to hear you're liking Hollow Knight. Well, that wraps up all of our stories. We just want to move on to our radar, which is where we talk about things that we are looking forward to, things just coming up over the horizon in the sense of video games. However, the first thing on our radar is not necessarily a video game, but video game related, is Amazon's God of War. Is to begin filming in March of 2026. Sam, we were talking earlier in the show about God of War, just really on different levels. Let me know, I guess, is this something you're excited for? A God of War? What does this do for you?
I'm interested. I think, after Fallout, I'm open to whatever Amazon wants to do,
Yeah,
if I'm being honest. Like, Fallout's a really good adaptation, and if they do it anything like that, I'm happy.
right. And I think you kind of bring in a good point. Fallout was amazing. Fallout was also on Amazon.
Mhm,
And so, I mean, if we get a good God of War and season two of Fallout hits, it lands in it and it does good, Amazon could be the streaming service for video game TV show and movie adaptations, you know?
Absolutely.
I know it's not Paramount, just saying, no shade at Halo, but all the shade.
Yeah,
Also,
it deserves it.
I think Netflix picked up Halo, if I'm not mistaken.
Did it
I
really?
I might be making that up. I'm not quite sure. I would need to look into that. Um, but yeah, if they picked up Halo, I don't know if they're rebooting it or if they're continuing with what they had. I would hope they reboot it. Next is the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is looking to be released in October, starting at $1,100. $100. I'm not surprised by this price. Surprised by the price. Nova, when it dropped, it kind of was like the god tier of handheld gaming for only a short time. By no means was it like sitting on the throne and people were like trying to dethrone it. I wouldn't even say it was necessarily god tier. It was just kind of like if you wanted the best way to play your handheld games and you knew the ins and outs of PC setup and whatnot, Lenovo Legion Go was the place to do it.
Mhm.
Um, with the Legion Go 2 being announced, I mean, here's the thing. We have Switch 2s, Nintendo Switches, we've got Steam Decks, we've got the ROG Ally Xbox X getting ready to come out. The ROG Ally X is out. We got a Steam Deck 2 reportedly, supposedly coming out in 2 years. I mean, we are in the time of handhelds and they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. Um, but yeah, Lenovo Legion Go 2. I don't know. Wait, does this do anything for you?
I mean, I think it's cool. I probably won't get it, especially because I have a Switch 2 now.
Right.
I think it's cool. I'm excited to see them do something new, but it's not for me.
The way these handhelds seem to be going is, with the exception of the Switch 2, they are all PCs in your hands. And we've known
Mhm.
that from the start, even with the Steam Deck. But I think now at this point, if you're wanting a handheld, it's just a matter of like looking and saying, who do I want to, where do I want to play, ready or not? Do I want to go over to Lenovo? Do I want to go to the ROG Steam Deck? Like, where do I want to play these games? Do I want to play them here or here? Because you could play them anywhere now for the most part. It's just where do you want to go? Um, well, very cool. Last thing, just really quick that we could touch on before we, you know, disband this episode is that Resident Evil Requiem is probably and possibly most likely getting released on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch 2. Um, I think people are actually excited for this on the Switch 2. I think where people are bummed is hearing that this is going to release on the PlayStation 4. Where are you at with this?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. This I feel like, the PlayStation 4 isn't a bad console, um, and I think it should be able to handle it. I just don't really know. To me, it seems weird that they're putting resources into that still. I
Yeah,
mean, the PlayStation 4 is kinda done, you know?
sure.
And it's good for the people who still have one, I guess, but
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the place in the console generation where, in the PlayStation 6 releases, you may not need to upgrade from your PlayStation 5 as soon as you might think. You definitely didn't need to do it with the PlayStation 4 to the 5,
mhm.
but from the 3 to the 4, you know, that option was there and it was quite nice, right? For PlayStation 4, we're still talking about it getting support from games. I think where people get a little bit worried is like, how much is this going to be held back? And I think is it going to hold back the PlayStation 5? And I think the conversation we need to start having is not, is this going to hold back the PlayStation 5? It's more that this is just going to hold back the PlayStation 4 game. You know, they're going to need to dumb down that game a lot for the
Yeah,
PlayStation 4.
absolutely.
It if you want this to look amazing and to look good and to take, full, opportunity of everything that PlayStation 5 offers, you can't do that on the PlayStation 4, not even a PS4 Pro. My PS4 Pro near the end was, not sounding too hot. And so I think
No.
we're at that place where, yeah, I think we're at that place where the PlayStation 4 probably needs to be stop being supported. However, um, maybe from the PS5 to the PS6, that's a different story. But Anyways, things for us to look forward to on the radar. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode. Just remember, you can find us at Instagram, Twitter/X, YouTube, Blue Sky, and TikTok. And YouTube, I think I said as well. But all at Post Credit Chat. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys later.